Hello everybody. Well, if you've subscribed to my channel recently, you would have noticed that I haven't been making too many videos, and don't ask me why. I've just haven't been very motivated. So anyway, I did promise a video, and I have about this Scram, and I've just sold this bike. So I thought I'd actually do this video because some people I think may have been wondering about my thoughts about this particular bike as a tourer, which is a topic I have brought up before. So let me quickly go through with my experience with this bike. So I've put a couple of thousand Ks on it since I've got it, and I do really like this bike, but it's again just another bike that is not for me, not for the type of riding I want to do. So I did go on one pretty decent trip, which was from here in North Brisbane all the way down to Tenterfield in New South Wales. I don't know, quite a few Ks. I think it was about 1,000 Ks all up. Can't remember exactly, but it was quite a long distance, and I can give you a little bit of an idea of what I thought about this bike for that particular purpose. So I'll start with the good stuff, which is how comfortable was I during the trip, and the answer was very comfortable. It does give you some vibrations through the pegs, but it's not overwhelming, if I can put it like that. Like there is some vibration, but it's not bad. Like it's definitely not something that really like fatigued me through the ride. So in terms of the single and just eating up the kilometers, it was actually okay. Like I wouldn't say that was a particularly bad part of the whole experience. So the second thing that I really liked on the trip was the comfort of the seat. So I'd probably give this particular seat, like, I don't know, for me it's very comfortable, probably an 8 out of 10 at least. I don't think I've ever had a more comfortable seat on a bike. So I was quite comfortable. So those two things together, the fact that it was just a little bit of vibrations happening, but really comfortable seat, those two things together really made the trip quite nice, like bearable. All right, so on the flip side, and I don't want to say that you can't tour on this bike, but probably shouldn't tour on this bike. And the reason for that is that the single really does struggle at anything above 120. So if you are just sitting there and you're on a piece of highway, or in Australia we have a lot of straight roads out in the bush, so if you're sort of riding along and you're trying to maybe overtake a car and that happens quite a bit, then when you're touring, then this really does not suit that purpose. It's really hard to overtake. If you are after a leisurely riding around experience, no worries. But if you are wanting to overtake a little bit, then I would say there's not enough power from this. I think it's 24 horsepower. It's not a weapon as such, it wasn't for that. It's not for that purpose. Second thing, the wind buffering. After a while, because it has no screen, and you can get some screen options for this thing, but because it's only a limited surface area here, the wind buffeting is obviously minimal, and by the end of the ride I was noticing that it was a little bit fatiguing, that it kept pushing up against me. But again, I mean, it's a naked bike, what are you going to expect? Could put a little screen, which might make it a little bit more bearable, but again, I don't think, like, it's not really designed for that sort of long hours, on end experience. So so that was another thing. The best bit for touring, if you are considering this bike for a tour, is this tank. There's a lot of kilometers in that tank, like a lot. Okay, so I've yeah, I'm not really sure how many. I think 500 kilometers roughly at just as low revvy sort of cruising speeds. Yeah, no problems at all. So that's really good. The tires, everyone on this bike that comes with the stock tires, awesome. Like just for touring, perfect. A little bit of twisty roads action as well. I've never had an issue with these tires. These what do they call seat, whatever they are. Okay, no problem whatsoever. So if you're thinking you might need to put special tires on for touring, unless you're doing off-road work, like real heavy off-road work, these tires are fine. I did do a little bit of dirt, and I think I did about 40 kilometers stretch at one point. That was sort of like gravel farm roads, sort of back farm roads, and it never let me down. Never had any issues whatsoever. So the tires from this seat company, which is obviously not a well-known brand yet, apart from the Royal Enfield bikes, I rate those tires very good. Lights are doable, not too bad. So I did a little bit of riding at night time on one of the days, sort of getting towards dusk and evening, and they're okay. Again, nothing super amazing lights, but just if you're going for a little bit of a tour, I'd probably, if I was to really tour on this bike, I'd probably put some spotties on it. Okay, that's I'll go and say that, because this is a sort of a old school light, still it's not LED or anything. Maybe one of those Fandangled new bulbs might fix it a little bit, just to, sometimes touring wise, it's good to see where you're going. So maybe a little bit more would be nice there. I think that's about it, really. Oh yeah, storage, that's right, I was going to speak about storage. So since my tour, I put this contraption on, and I did have a bag on here, like one of those little AliExpress tail bags, and I think that option, that with a backpack, is going to be okay. I didn't want to go to full, like Royal Enfield Himalayan side bags or side what do you call them? I forgot what they're called. I didn't want to go that route, because that would make the bike to me a completely different sort of different vibe about the whole bike. So this is not a bad little compromise. Just show you again what it looks like. I have got a video of when I installed it, so you can have a look at it, but here it is again. It's quite good. It doesn't completely ruin the look of the bike for touring purposes. So yeah, look, I came back from that ride going, well, it was, I definitely had a lot of fun, but I can think of a much more comfortable bike to do it on next time. And for me, and where I am with my experience with bikes, I would definitely be opting for a bike with cruise control. So I did have a little rocker. I have one of those throttle rockers, for your palm, and that was okay. But I don't really like those, taking them on and off for when I don't want it, when it sort of gets in the way. So throttle rockers are amazing for the return for the $2 or whatever they cost, for what you can do with it. But cruise control, I think, is now a must for touring. So this doesn't have it, and there's no options. It's not ride by wire or anything. So there's no upgrade kit. Also, because I had planned on doing some more riding, but now I've sold it, I've installed a charger, and yeah, that I would have liked to have used this with the quad lock, having my phone here, just to have it keep charging, so I could use my GPS without any battery issues. Because everyone, the tripper navigation is absolutely useless. I've tried it a few times. You're not going to be using that for touring, because it's a bit poo. So look, that's about it, everyone. Just a one-take video. Sorry about all the editing and umming and so forth, but here we go. Yeah, I absolutely love the look of it. Just looks so good. if you're after a scrambler looking, it's just such a good looking bike. All right, ultimately why I'm selling it, everybody, is it's just the lack of power. That's the main one for me. Everything else is pretty good, but it's scary a little bit. That 24 horsepower is yeah, that it can get you into a little bit of trouble, I think, if you're used to the bigger bikes and then you're trying to you know, pull away from stuff or overtake cars, and it's just not going to do it. I mean, it'll do it, but you need to run up. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, another amazing bike, and I'm sorry to see her go, but it's time to move on. Not quite sure what the next thing will be. I've still got my RC390, so that is going to be my little ride for the next little bit, and then we'll see where we go from there. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And look, I'm trying to get back the motivation to keep going and making stuff and sharing thoughts and information. So if you haven't, please subscribe, it'd be awesome. And apart from that, I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.